Okay, here's what I ended up with. I have a controller up here, maybe a voltmeter or voltage indicator lights somewhere on the top here, so you have some information about the battery controller. My controller may or may not have that nice little display, so I definitely want some other way to determine the battery. I've got a little compartment here on the side. Originally I thought maybe that's where I would lay an extra battery, but I'm thinking what I'll probably end up doing is putting a small lithium battery in this if I replace this battery. Instead of getting two big seal lead acid, just use the space for smaller lithium batteries. You can fit wires in this area here, little compartment here or here, and this is the way I wrapped around my cabling to my power outlets in the front. I've got a circuit breaker here hanging out the side so you can just press it. And this is from the inverter to the battery. Going from the inverter to the battery, positive. Got a circuit breaker to the battery. I also have another circuit breaker to this DC 12 volt outlet. I've got an on-off switch for the DC, and down here I have a USB port. Now the inverter comes with a USB way in the back, and I'm not going to be able to get to that. And you can either extend that out to the side or something for an extra USB or whatever, but for the moment I'm thinking I'll just not use that USB that's on the inverter for the time being. Fans will go in the corners here. These are the little muffin fans. Hopefully it'll give enough airflow to cool off the inverter once it gets going. Not a whole lot of room here for airflow around the battery, but I'm hoping be enough for keep things cool. I've got these little support beams here to keep the cover level. Cut out a little notch here so I can grab it easy, take it off easy. And I've got a notch here for wires, airflow. Also probably put a hole here for the inverter airflow. But basically that's it. First thing you want to do is get the parts, see how they fit in your box, and then decide where your holes are going to be, because you only want to drill your holes once. So I got my switch, DC power, USB power. I've got a barrier strip there, similar to this. I have one for the negative. I've got it taped over at the moment so it doesn't short out anything. I have a barrier strip for the negative and the positive for my electronics. For the holes, I basically just took a design how you want it. This is a nice one if you buy happen to buy your outlet with a preform piece of paper on top from the store. If not, you can use the outlets themselves. So I've drilled the holes there for what I want. Got space for holes in the back for the fans to keep the water off. I can use for this lid on the battery. They've got a ventilation plates for your wires to come off the top of the battery box. It just happens to be a nice place to cover my ventilation holes for the fans. cover that in the event of rain. So I kept in mind trying to keep this as waterproof as possible. What will fit over this will be those waterproof outside or water resistant outside latches that come down, similar to these. Also, just want to mention, I want to put something like a light in the lid or somewhere on the top of the box so you can see this at nighttime. Then put a switch in there and turn on the light so you can see. But basically that's it. I did all the parts. I took this foam board just to help me partition it off. I lifted it off the bottom in case any water settles in the bottom of the box. And I've begun cutting the holes. Almost done cutting holes in this. I still need a little 10-15 amp fuse or circuit. In my case, I got a circuit breaker for my DC outlet. I've got my circuit breaker to the inverter on that side cut, and I have wires that will go out to the solar panel and the solar tracking unit. I got a 12-volt power to go to the solar tracking unit, and I've got some MC4 connectors for the solar panels. Convenient here in the battery box. They've got a place for wires, so I may not have to drill holes for that for this one. So I'll wait to see how that turns out. So basically that's it. You buy your parts, get your box, determine the layout, and then start cutting your holes once you've figured out how it's going to lay out. So that's where I am.